Google, I'm looking for information or for a product or for a service. But when I go to LinkedIn, I'm really more interested in finding out about what's happening in my industry and what my peers are up to. I'm not going to LinkedIn because I'm in the mood to buy something or to be sold to. Now, sometimes I'll go on LinkedIn and I'll see an offer that's so irresistible I can't help but take notice and take action. But more often than not, I'm browsing and not really thinking about buying anything at all. Now, in today's short video, I want to explain how this concept can help you to improve the performance of your LinkedIn ads. But before we begin, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel for more free digital marketing advice. Now, let's get started. Far too many advertisers on LinkedIn want to go for a knockout blow with their advertising. That is, they want to run an ad campaign with a very strong commercial call to action, such as buying a product now or signing up for a free trial or signing up for a free course or something like that. Now, some people in your target audience might respond well to this, particularly if your offer is something free, so starting a free trial of a product or getting a free ebook in exchange for handing over a name and email address. But the majority of people who see your ad won't wind up taking action in the first instance. Some will simply not be interested at all, but a big component of this is because many people within your audience who may be interested, they don't know enough about you yet. You're trying to make them cross a bridge too far. In other words, you're going from them knowing nothing about you and your business to asking for their information, or even more shockingly from their perspective when you think about it, asking for money. And if you think about how you would interact with people in the real world, would you walk down the street and say hello to someone you don't know? Probably. Would you walk down the street and say hello to someone you don't know and maybe try and strike up a conversation with them, get to know them a bit more? Quite possibly. Would you walk down the street and bump into someone you don't know and ask them to do something for you with them having no knowledge of who you are and what you're all about? You might try it, but the outcome might not be what you'd expect. Some people might go for it, but a lot of people might turn and run away, basically. So with this in mind, what should you be doing to actually prevent this from happening? Well, in my experience working with dozens of businesses to improve their LinkedIn advertising over the past few years, a very effective strategy is to focus first on building awareness and then following up more aggressively with those who showed interest at the first level. So in other words, having a sort of two-phase or two-step campaign strategy. Phase one is all about building awareness in your target audience, and any leads or sales you get at this point in the process are an added bonus. Then phase two is about driving more commercially valuable engagement, such as lead signups or product purchases, from those who you reached in phase one and who paid sufficient interest and attention to what you were talking about. One of the best ways to do this is to use video ad creative in your phase one or top of funnel campaign. So LinkedIn has a concept or a function called the insight tag. It's a bit like a Facebook pixel. You can install it on your site and use it to build a remarketing audience. You've maybe already done this. But for many businesses, you won't get enough data through your insight tag to make the marketing audience targeting particularly successful. And in a world of tightening privacy restrictions on devices and the rise of tools like ad blocker, I think you're going to see a continued decline in the utility of the insight tag on LinkedIn. In other words, for every, say, 100 people who visit your site, an increasingly small number of them, or should I say a decreasing number, will be picked up and actually allocated to your audience by your insight tag, but many people are not going to be able to be remarketed to in this way. But by running a video ad in your first or top of funnel campaign, you can tap into the fact that LinkedIn actually has the ability to control and capture data within its own platform. If I run a video ad promoting my new online course and you watch 50% of that video because you're in my target audience, LinkedIn can pick up on this and actually add you to a video engagement audience that I create. Once there are enough people in this audience, which doesn't just have to be set at 50% of a view threshold, you can go from lower percentages all the way to basically full completion. I can then show a different ad to people in that specific audience. So this second ad could be for a free trial of the course, a discount off, or something else of that nature. If someone has watched 50% of my 1-minute video ad, they've been interested enough to give me 30 seconds of their valuable time to consider whether my course is actually something that is compelling to them. And in a world where time is precious and attention spans are short, this is potential gold dust if you tap into it properly. So it's in the second phase, this is where you can get away with being more pointed in what you ask those in your specific target audience to do. So they've already given you some of their attention in that first campaign. They've watched a portion, a segment of your first video ad, and that person who watched 30 seconds of the video ad is far more likely to respond positively to the follow-up ad that asks them to give up their email address in exchange for a free trial for the course or for a free ebook or whatever it is that you're wanting them to do. Now, almost every time I've seen this simple two-phase strategy used, it's been far more effective than running a single campaign that goes straight for that knockout punch, whether that's the ebook sign up or the product purchase or the free trial of a software product or whatever the case may be. And the good thing is with LinkedIn ads, this is just a starting point. There's a very simple strategy you can deploy. You don't need a huge amount of resources to do this, but you could actually experiment with adding additional layers to this. You could add another sort of level of complexity and depth to your campaign structure, such as targeting everyone who saw enough of your first ad, then enough of the second ad if you used a video asset there, but then who didn't go on to convert. So that's a sort of 3-level top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel campaign system. Or you could try different lead capture types, such as using on-site lead capture forms on LinkedIn as well in the bottom of funnel or second phase of your campaign. The sky is the limit, and there's a lot you can test here. Now, there's nothing particularly sophisticated about this approach, but because it takes additional effort, many don't bother doing it, or many advertisers aren't actually aware this option even exists. And it still blows my mind the number of advertisers I talk to who are interested in LinkedIn advertising who don't realize that you can actually create an audience of people who interact with a video ad that you run, and then you can actually show specific different ad copy in a different campaign to people who fall into that audience bucket. So by creating awareness first and then more pointedly following up with those who showed that initial interest rather than treating everyone exactly the same, I typically find you'll enjoy better performance and cost efficiencies from your LinkedIn ads campaigns. Obviously, your mileage may vary, and you might have a great campaign that's running perfectly with sort of one level of targeting, but equally, if you want to improve your LinkedIn ads, this is a great way to start. And what you can do with your top of funnel video ad is make it less aggressive and sort of strongly commercial and more broadly appealing. So even if someone's in your target audience and they're not looking to purchase a product, maybe it's something informational or funny or engaging that isn't so commercial, so people in your audience are more likely to watch it. Equally, you could just run with a regular promotional style video as well. So let me know if you've got any more questions. You can leave a comment below, or you can email me on info@samfrost.co.nz if you'd like to discuss something privately. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe for more digital marketing advice.